Hey, what's up, guys? How are you all doing? I'm out here kind of sick, so I'm making a video that I thought would be a fun idea, which I guess is kind of like a US political figures power scaling video based on feats and charisma and things like that. Who would win if we actually broke out into Civil War II? Now, obviously, this goes without saying. I'm not condoning any sort of political violence or anything like that. This is all for fun. So let's have no political violence. And in fact, let's start maybe cooling it on the political violence in the US. I think everybody would appreciate that. This is just a fun idea. So, yeah, starting out not so strong on the battlefield with Destiny. I mean, obviously, we all know Destiny is getting folded immediately. Destiny's only saving grace is the fact that, like, in his streamer room on his wall, I'm pretty sure he has a gun, but to be honest, I don't think he's even surviving to the point where he can crawl to the wall to get that gun, so Destiny is getting folded immediately. Asmongold, same idea. I think he's obviously fodder as well. The crusty ass flakes have glued him to his gamer chair. I think anybody in that sort of gamer subculture is not doing too well in an actual battlefield or fight. And I say that as a gamer myself, so it's friendly fire, no hate, no judgment. Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is interesting because while he is kind of like older and out of shape, he's so fucking good at mind games that I feel like he would be on the battlefield just like psyching his opponent out, saying something like, "So you get to attack me while I'm on this side of the battlefield, but I don't get to attack you." I'm just trying to make it make sense. And I feel like he would be able to like pull some stuff like that and make it through. So he's tough. I feel I'll put him in. I mean, it's hard because he's kind of fat. I'm gonna put him in surviving because I don't think he's doing too well, but he's making it out for sure. Anderson Cooper. I mean, Anderson Cooper is an interesting case where he's got like no discernible personality. I feel like he's in pretty good political shape and physical shape, so I'll put him in thriving just because he's in better shape than Tucker Carlson, but he's older, so he's not going to be in the commander tier or anything. Charlie Kirk, I mean, he's a young, fit guy, but I guess if we're starting out in the modern timeline of politics, he's already passed on. So he's going to be our first in the Beyond the Grave tier, where they have kind of an effect beyond the grave on their faction. So obviously, Charlie Kirk is going to be like an inspiring figure beyond the grave and give everybody on the right a buff where they're running into the battlefield shouting like we are Charlie Kirk in his honor. So he does give a plus to his side. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is interesting because, like, at first, obviously, the dude is like a 4 foot tall leprechaun. You're thinking he's going to end up in fodder tier straight away. But bro is like, he's low key actually yoked. Like, if you've ever seen pictures of him where he's flexing, I feel like out of respect, I'm gonna have to put him in thriving tier just because bro is like hitting the gym. He's yoked AF. Hassan Piker. I mean, the interesting thing about Hassan is that his followers, I feel like, are on the weaker side physically, but he himself is like an absolute beast. Like, I feel like he's 6'3". He's definitely yoked. So I see an interesting scenario playing out with Hassan where he's got like a faction where he's just like their yoked commander and he's got all these weaker people in shock collars like his dog and he's just commanding them across the battlefield by force like some sort of like Khan. So I'm definitely going to put Hassan in the commander tier for sure. God, Bill fucking Maher. Bill Maher is obviously in fodder. And the most annoying thing about Bill Maher is that this motherfucker would be on the battlefield the entire time being like, "Oh God, look, oh my God, why are we doing that? Can't we all get along?" So just for the sake of having like an enjoyable civil war. He's gonna get taken out pretty quickly, I feel like. Mamdani. Mamdani is obviously like the golden boy right now, and he's got a lot of charisma. He's got a huge faction. So I would put him in command tier. The only thing is that I do recall a video of his where he was doing one of his minute on the street interviews where he said that he had like a 13-minute mile. And bro, that is just abysmal. Like, I just can't physically put you in the command tier. I'm sorry. 13 minutes is like, that's tough. So we're gonna be putting him in thriving. Nick Fuentes, obviously another guy with a big faction. The thing about Nick Fuentes and his faction though is that it's like a group of dudes who like base their whole identity on the fact that they can't get laid. Like, I'm pretty sure they call themselves the Gropers or something. So, and because Nick himself is kind of a femboy, I feel like when they actually get on the battlefield, the sexual tensions are going to start rising and they're all going to turn on their leader and it's going to turn into some sort of like weird orgy. So, I feel like he's going to get betrayed pretty quickly. So, I'll put him in. He's got such a huge faction, but I'll put him in fodder. I'm sorry. He's getting dicked down by his own side. Crystal and Kyle. So Krista and Kyle are like the Team Rocket of politics, but they're both pretty physically fit. Honestly, I feel like Crystal is in better shape than Kyle, so we'll put Crystal in thriving and Kyle in surviving. PBD. PBD is just a beast. I mean, he's a veteran, so he's obviously going in command tier. And also, he's going to be playing some fucking mental games too. During the war, he's going to be like talking to the other side, setting up these weird ass abstract scenarios, confusing them, being like, say you were like a guy, right? And you were on like one side of the battlefield, but you have this friend and he lends you a bike. And you cannot trust this friend because you know you were friends with high school, and he's going to be just going so deep into these analogies that the other side is going to be like, bro, what are you talking about? And he's just going to absolutely mentally take them out. Vincent Oshana, obviously PBD's right hand man. I mean, Vinny is also a physical beast, so I would put him in command tier, but I feel like he's going to get so angry on the battlefield that he's going to self destruct. He's got like a berserker style of like, he's got like a berserker feat. I feel like some sort of berserker stat that I feel like he would like just explode but give a buff to his own faction. So I'm going to put him in Beyond the Grave for that because I feel like he would take out himself, but then he would like his berserker spirit would just give a buff. So he's going to have a Beyond the Grave sort of effect. I mean, Joe Rogan is another beast. He's going in command tier. Candace Owens. Candace Owens is physically fit. I think the only thing is that I feel like she's going to start having some sort of like religiously motivated episode during the war, and that's going to like confuse her. She's going to start thinking that like the spirit of Paul is talking to her on the battlefield. And I feel like that might be a factor that's going to inhibit her. So just for that, I think I'm going to have to put her in surviving. Trump and Biden are the same sort of thing. I mean, Trump obviously more so. He's got more aura than Biden generally. But both of these dudes, they have this like factor where it's like they're like fucking 120 years old, and you're like, obviously these dudes would not do well on a battlefield, but I just feel like in my bones, I know if they were on the battlefield, they both would fucking live. Like, there's just something about these two where they both they can't die. They've got some sort of like immortality feat. So for that, I'm gonna put them in command. Shit, I realized I forgot all the tech bros like Peter Thiel. Like, I feel like I would add a new tier for Peter Thiel where it's like evolving mid battle. Like, he would start doing like some perfect cell shit where he would start like evolving himself and be putting like genes in him and be like, oh, actually, you have started the combat, but I am going to evolve into my next form. And so that would like, I feel like that would give him a buff, and he'd just be like, he'd be going beyond the battle, you know, he'd be like surviving like some sort of like Terminator beast afterwards and going into outer space or something. Michael Knowles. Now, Michael Knowles is an interesting case. I mean, he's pretty tall and he's pretty physically fit, so I'll put him in thriving. And he also has a factor where, you know, the left has a lot of LGBTQ individuals, and we all know Michael Knowles likes to get into the thong sometimes, so he might be infiltrating the other factions in that thong and like playing a little bit of espionage. Jeffrey Epstein. So where Charlie Kirk has like a positive beyond the grave effect on his faction, Jeffrey Epstein's going to be having a negative beyond the grave effect where like people are going to be like getting revealed texts between members of their own faction and Epstein, and they're going to be waking up in the morning before the battle and be like, dude, who the fuck is Dirty Jersey? What are these rancid ass texts between you and Jeff talking about meet me behind the back of the dumpster and we're going to be meeting little Slippy Mike? Like, what the hell are you doing, bro? And he's going to be getting a lot of dissidents sowing among the ranks of factions where, like, there's just going to be revealed to be these grimy ass dudes in your own faction based on the Epstein leaks. And you're going to be like, I don't even know if I want to be on the same side as this dude. Like, what is it? What is these pictures of this guy in these pig masks? This is some weird ass shit. So he's going to have a negative, what do they call it? A nerf on his own. Whatever faction gets an Epstein leak is going to have a nerf based on dissidents among the ranks. Obama is, I mean, he's physically fit. He's kind of older, but he was president and he's got that riz, so we're going to have to put him in command just for his aura. Who is this? Ryan Grimm from Breaking Points. He's intelligent, but he's a little schlubby, so I'm gonna have to put him in surviving. Sorry, Ryan. Sagar from Breaking Point. Sagar's got like, I feel like, a nice boxer physique. He's totally thriving in a war. Vaush. I mean, Vaush is fit, but the only problem is that if like the tech breaks down and they have to go manual and like you got to start riding horses across the battlefield, bro is folding immediately to Big Bubba. And I mean, I guess Trump is also having that problem based on how we're interpreting the Bubba text, where if it is a horse, Trump and Vosh are both getting fucking bent over by Bubba. So let's put Vosh in. I don't know. We'll put him in surviving. Piers Morgan. So Piers Morgan is he's gonna be a commander because he's across the pond, and you know that he's gonna be like on his show having both sides on, and every week having a member of each side being like, "Oh my god, do you condemn what your side did this week?" And you know he's gonna be playing both sides like that, so he's making it out clean no matter what happens. Alex Jones. Alex Jones is just a fucking beast. I mean, he's physically a beast. He's sort of like mentally like insane. So that's the only thing holding me back is like who would actually follow this dude onto a battlefield. But then you remember that the guy has like a fucking billion listeners, so he's definitely going in commander tier. All right, so that's it. So this is based on my own, you know, high level approximation what Civil War II is going to be looking like for the U.S. So, guys, let's try to avoid that. Maybe have some conversations with your neighbors and, you know, just everybody get along. We're all Americans. We can make it through, right? Right?